Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Chismis Corner podcast. I'm your host, Michael Pacifico.
I'm Stanley Lynn.
I'm Keanna Marcello.
I'm Roy Will.
And today we have our duo for the FSA presidency, Bryce and Caitlin. Hello, guys.
What's goody?
We had them at the beginning of the year, kind of talking about some of their interests and whatnot. But now, as the year for FSA comes to a close, we just kind of want to wrap up with them, kind of get their thoughts on everything that has happened so far, and see how everything's going. But Stanley, take it away.
Well, first we'll talk about some week recap. Okay. How about interns go first?
For Barrio.
Barrio.
Life in general.
What happened the last week? Because we're bi-weekly now, so.
Last week was rough for no reason. I was just anxious about everything, just for no reason. But nothing really happened. I feel like.
For my week, I don't know. It's been pretty busy as computer science. I've had a lot of projects to do and it's pretty mind-numbing. But otherwise than that, I'm pretty good.
Okay. Bryce, Caitlin?
Last week was pretty fun. Not gonna lie. I mean, I had a midterm right before Barrio, but we had Barrio. I'm kind of happy that's over. So,
very valid.
Yeah, I agree. Barrio was super fun. I think there's a lot of planning going into it, but it was super fun, setting up the committee and getting all the decorations up. Keanna was there. It was really fun.
Well, Keanna had to be there. She's on committee.
She had fun actually, but yeah, it was super fun this week.
All right, Stanley, what about you?
It was all right. Same old. I think I burnt out last week, but it's all right.
No, I agree. After we came back from break,
oh, yeah.
I've been dead, completely. My full drive is gone. But I signed up for graduation. Everything's good.
Well, you kind of have to, Mike.
Well,
you don't have a choice.
You say that, but I'm still skeptical until I get the degree. But
that's true.
Everything's good. But yeah, we just had Barrio, hosted it. I think it went well, and yeah, it was fun. All right,
let's get started. Let's have the presidents introduce what Barrio is.
Me. So Barrio is something that we have annually, but it was first in person for the first time in a while last year. This year we had a theme of Magandang Gabi, which means beautiful night. And basically Barrio, we have a lot of fun performances from student groups that are in our organization, outside organizations in Pittsburgh. So there's Papa GP and FAAP, and then we have student performers. And this year we had a cool performance from CMU, Dinik Ling, and one of our board members, Camille, was also a part of that. And they did a really cool dance. And there was
the first year that we did CMU? Did we have them last year?
No. We didn't have them.
Okay,
no, we didn't have them last year.
Last year was just Papa GP and FAP. That was it.
Yeah.
But CMU, you have collaborated with CMU?
Yeah.
Still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, this year we had a Tinikling workshop with them, and that kind of sparked the idea to do a dance thing. So
they were kind of their energy, man. I loved it, but bro, I was
they're always dancing.
They were good. They were really good.
Oh, yeah,
even after the event, they were still dancing by the stage.
They had so much fun, and it was super cool with AJ too. That was super fun, and I thought he was really interactive, so it's really good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's say how did it go? What's your overview of this event? We'll get both. We'll get all the opinions.
Okay.
So we'll start off with you guys.
I think it went really well. Initially, we were expecting 100 people to show up because that's normal turnout. Last year is around that. This year, I think we definitely went over 100.
Mm-hmm.
We had to get backup chairs from backstage and pull them out to the back. Yeah. So that was pretty good. In terms of performances, I actually really liked all of them. Caitlin got to sing, Roger sang, Michelle also sang, so that was pretty cool. And then the Tinikling, that was supposed to be an FSA, Pitt FSA thing. And then for some reason, it was supposed to be both boards combined. Yeah. And our boards were just nah, we don't want to do that. So then CMU just took over. So I'm kind of happy that they took over. So
They
Yeah,
did
that was really
well.
fun. Then obviously FAP, Papa GP, then AJ. AJ was super fun. Fun fact, we're trying to get his wife next year.
I told that to Jasmine.
Yeah.
I told Jasmine
The
about bringing
connections.
Alyssa.
Yeah.
What was the thought process for getting like a entertainer or like a guest? Like how'd you spur up getting AJ?
So like in the past, we've had other people. Like I know Dante Bosco's here at one point, and then Megan Batoon was also here, but that wasn't
here.
Yeah, that was like way before us.
Oh yeah, way before.
That was like
yeah.
a trillion years
Oh
ago.
yeah, that was way before.
Yeah.
That was before he was popping.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And then AJ performed for us over Zoom during a pandemic, like peak pandemic.
I remember that.
And then I just remember him going, "Oh yeah, invite me back when we don't have to do this over Zoom." So I was just like, you know what? Let's invite him. Let's see what happens.
I think it was like a long process of like also reaching out to other artists, but a lot of them like their starting like baseline amount that they were asking for was way too high.
Yeah.
So we kind of had to like look around, and AJ was like pretty perfect for that.
Okay.
So yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
What about interns? Well, besides Roy, because Roy did not go. Even though I texted him to go,
I
did not
was
go.
asleep.
At like what time was Barrio? Like 8 p.m.
Yeah, I had a project for CS and I submitted that and I was up for like 30 hours and I just passed out. in the
Wait,
middle
what class?
of it. It was algorithms.
Wait, the first one? 4, 5?
It was the first one, but it was on some like structures backtracking stuff that I just couldn't comprehend. So.
Well, Keanna, you were there. We left early for
St.
for
Patrick's Day.
for an undisclosed reason. She left early.
Yeah, because it was St. Patrick's Day, like, and I was like, oh, I have to go. I don't know. Not
Yeah.
that
And
I'm
do
Irish
what?
or anything.
So I gotta spread my Filipino cultures elsewhere.
Yeah.
No, literally, that's
Like-
exactly what
Yeah.
I'm doing.
I had to go to South Coast or somewhere.
Literally. But yeah, I thought it was good. Caitlin, you were really good. But like the food part was kind of stressful because I was like, oh my gosh, are we gonna run out of food? And there was like, but everything was like good, I thought.
Very nice, very nice.
Well, you, Mike, you were MC. How was that?
Well, I'd promised to MC last year,
That's true.
but the way that the previous president, Pauline, phrased it, it made it sound like I was gonna do it myself. So I was like, I really don't want to do it by my
Well, last
own.
year was Leica and Jason, right?
Yeah, it was like in Jason.
Yeah, but she didn't confirm nothing with me. She just kind of asked, and it phrased that like it was just gonna be me, and I was like, bro, I do not
I
want
think
all
that'd be
that.
fun to watch.
I was like, I don't
Just
want
you?
all that on me. No, I didn't want that. So I initially was like, I don't really know. But then when she told me that there's like it's a like 2-person thing, I was like, oh, if you told me I got an extra person, I would have done it. But yeah,
I nominate next year Keanna to do it. So
Yeah,
video evidence.
That's-
Keanna MCs next year.
that's
Next year's
facts.
Barrio.
PR.
Yeah.
That's what-
I'll fly back from Florida. This is watch Barrio and leave.
I'll come back next year just
I'll
to
be
watch that.
here. I'll be downtown, so I'll
Yeah.
definitely go.
But yeah, I don't know, it was cool. It was cool. It was interesting. Having had like knowledge on like at least like the dancing part of like the performing,
Should have joined them.
they wanted me like for.
You should have.
Well, so what happened was for Papa GP they were making a new choreography for the tinkling part, but one of the kids who's clicking he didn't know it that well, and
I noticed some of the kids, a couple of kids in Chava GP performance were a little behind. I was like, well, this is that makes sense.
and then like right after they were done and we were done with the thing, they were like, hey, we really wanted you to just like click for us real
You
quick.
should have.
You didn't ask me. But
I saw you talking to them. I saw them talk to you.
yeah, I'd like joined. I've been part of both like the
yeah.
dancing things, so I was just catching up with all the titas and whatever. But yeah, it was all fun for that. Hosting, talking. I'm gonna be honest, like I completely forgot about just having jokes on like the side, just in case there's like awkward moments. That's the only thing I hated about like emceeing was just like dreading if like a technical thing happened.
We had a long break though. Just a little for food.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know, man. It was cool. I kind of also wanted to MC just because I just wanted to see how
Your
it
last
felt.
Barrio.
Yeah, but like I'd rather like slip into like the background and like take a photo and be done. You know what I'm saying?
No, taking photos was, oh my god. I think I slid around that front area like 20 million times.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
I don't
a little
know.
rough.
I thought being on stage, getting to see how it felt, because my homies want me to do stand up, but I don't really want to do it. But I was like, maybe
Last FSA event, give Mike
absolutely
stage
not.
for stand up.
Absolutely not. But they were like,
No video evidence.
yeah, we have a lot of video evidence of a
a
lot
lot
of
of
things.
things. A lot of things.
But yeah, being on stage is cool-ish, but I definitely did not feel like it was my thing. So
Yeah,
maybe stand up one day.
I was just running around the back, like just making circles and just running back and forth taking photos.
Mm.
The lighting was terrible though. Not gonna lie, the lighting was terrible for photos.
Mm.
There was a lot of pink.
That was Vanessa.
It was a little killer.
That's Vanessa. You can complain. You can make complaints about lighting.
I
to
did
Vanessa.
complain to her, but it's fine. She fixed it for AJ, so that's all that really matters.
That's facts. But yeah, that was my experience.
Mine was from sitting on the floor, scooting around.
Rolling on the ground, taking photos.
Yeah.
Very nice.
What else you got?
I guess for like the entirety of the event, for the presidents, like what was a highlight of the actual like event, and then what was kind of like a struggle, like leading up to or even during it.
I think a highlight, aside from AJ, probably tinikling.
Okay.
Like
We'll save AJ for
yeah, we'll
later
save
on.
AJ for later on. But I say my highlight personally was the tinikling.
I personally really liked both FAAP and Papa GP just because I feel like the other performances, like student performances, were like singing, dancing, and just like not really like moving around a lot. But I think it was super cool how they were able to like implement like actual cultural dances into the event, and I think that's really important for FSA. So that was definitely a highlight.
Very nice.
A struggle was food.
Definitely food.
I was told you'll
Definitely
have
the food.
have an emergency meeting before Barrio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we disclose?
You don't have to. It's like not.
I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, y'all done. So
It is
like,
what it is.
yeah,
We're
like,
done. What are they
If
gonna
any-
do?
if anything-
What are they gonna do to
If
us?
anything,
Also, and
they can
rewatch it and learn from your
Yeah,
mistakes.
exactly. They
Kinda
can
like
learn.
Kind of like the board journals, you know? The little,
Yeah.
I guess.
So
Yeah.
All right,
technically,
let us know. What
Give us the
Yeah, so-
chismis.
Yeah, give us the chismis.
Give us the chismis. The actual.
Yeah, so basically for catering, you were supposed to get like a contract done with the caterer, and then we're supposed to get their insurance and then their county health certificate.
Yeah.
We had 2 out of the 3, but they didn't tell us that we needed the last part, which was like the county health insurance, until I think 4 or 5 days before Barrio.
yeah.
So we were stressing out about that. And then there was a lot of miscommunication on Wapu reservations part, because we were very clear on what we wanted to do, but Wapu was just like sending us in all different directions. They're like, oh yeah, fill out this form. So we did. And then Vanessa turned in the form, and then she gets an email like a day later, and it's like, oh, that's the wrong form. Like, since you're doing this type of catering, you need to do another form. And this form has like separate other requirements that you need. And this was all 4 or 5 days before Barrio. So we were just like, you know what? We're gonna YOLO it and just not submit anything. Because what's the worst that's gonna happen? Like, they can't stop us mid-event.
That's true.
So that's what we did. And then
Very nice.
right after Barrio, when we were cleaning, we were almost done with cleaning. The main person for Wapu came in the room and was like, oh yeah, by the way, we came in to like monitor you guys, because I guess they got sussed out about all like the food and stuff. And also the people that were not specifically there for the event, but they were just there for food. Like, they were coming in and then leaving with food. So I guess that tipped them off. And then they peeked inside, saw that we had food, and they were like, oh yeah, you guys have a strike on your account now. Which doesn't really matter, because we already have all of our events
That's
like
true.
booked.
That's the last event.
That's the last major event. Like, next we have Crispin Salon, and that's already set. And then the strikes reset after every year.
Yeah.
So it's like nothing happened. And it's like a 3-strike rule.
Okay.
So
I am not-
Kind of fine. Also, the food almost got like stolen, low-key. Do you know about that?
wait, no, wait, what?
What?
I didn't know about that.
God, degenerate out here.
So I was on the phone with like the couple that we were catering from, and then it was like an old couple, like Filipino couple, I think. And we were like talking. I was on the phone talking to them, and then she was like, "Okay, like I'm in this van outside." So I get like I'm like looking for help, and then like people from CMU Tinikling were like, "We can help you carry the food." So they come out with me to like the one entrance, like the Forbes Wapoo entrance. And then we're all there. It's like raining too. And then we're like, where's the van? So I call them back and they're like, oh, okay, like 2 of your people like got the food from us. And we're like, oh, like we didn't get any food. And they're like, it was these 2 girls. And I was like, do you know their names? And they didn't know their names. So they were like, they had like a housing cart and we put all the food in the housing cart. We don't know where they went. So like we were running around Wapoo, like looking for the food. And then like, I think Jason found them and they were like, he was like, oh, that's our food. And they were like, oh, okay. And then they like wheeled it into like the assembly room.
Was it like the event from like the other room?
Yeah.
Because they were also doing food.
Yeah, I think so. So they thought it was theirs. Yeah. So we thought like we just lost the food basically. And that was like over $300.
Well, at least like it's related to events, because I was just imagining like these two white girls just pull up and they're like, yo, like they're giving up, like they got food.
They got dinner
and they look for a closing bin and just roll up to like, yeah, we're here for the catering. And just come up for you guys, but hey, at least it worked out.
Yeah, we were like freaking out like for a while, and then we were like, okay, like we got it.
How long was it like lost for?
Probably like at least 10 minutes.
Okay.
Like 5 to 10 minutes. So it wasn't too bad. Yeah, and then we got it, and we're like, yes. Yeah.
I just remember, was it like raining that day?
It wasn't drizzling.
Yeah, because I was just like,
yeah,
I don't know.
It's like drizzling.
Also with like the amount of people coming and like it being like raining and St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
I really do think it like fucked up with like the amount of people who could have been there, but it was still a good event.
Big turnout. It was pretty packed like until like the second half.
Yeah.
So makes sense. Yeah. But let's get into the big events. Let's dive into AJ. Any major highlights from the event? Well, let's start with Caitlin first. I feel like she has a lot of thoughts.
Okay, I was super excited for AJ because when he came virtually, I was like dying. I don't know if you remember that.
I was there. Yeah, I saw your camera. Don't worry.
I was like, I had the AJ background on, and like I made a TikTok about it. I had the AJ background on, and then he like kind of like did a shout out of my name as part of his song "She Was Mine," because he was reading the chat, I think, and people were like, "Caitlin's not okay," or like something like that. And he was like, "Caitlin, don't you cry," as a part of the song. And then I could not stay in frame.
Yeah,
Do you remember that? Like I could not stay in frame, like, and you could just see
I thought you like dipped out the camera. Like,
yeah, no, I was like moving around. I was not okay. But so yeah, it was super cool. I think a highlight, Katrina from CMU FSA board, she's also a big fan of AJ, and she sang the duet with him.
I got videos of that on my phone.
Yeah, oh my god, send them. But like,
I think I do. I don't know.
So cool, and I was like dying for her, and I don't know how she was so calm on stage, but she died after. So that was really cool.
I got a lot of photos of people on stage.
Oh my god, it was so cool. He's very interactive, and I got my ukulele signed.
He did. Well, when I was taking photos of him, he did see me like run, like scoot around the floor on the stage taking photos. He was like, "Send me the photos later." I was like, "Oh, okay."
My highlight of AJ is he texted me. Like he texted me first, and I was like so confused. I was like, "Who's this?" And then he goes, "It's AJ Rafael," and I was like, "Oh."
Not even a little bit suspicion.
And then he recognized my area code because we were both from SoCal.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, you're from Cerritos," and I was like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" And he was like, "Oh, because 562 is kind of like a big area code in SoCal." I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense." And then I just basically like not picked him up, but like went to where him and Andrew like got dropped off by their Uber, and I walked them to the assembly room.
I could have picked them up. I had a car. Could have asked me.
I didn't know where they were staying, but they told us that they were staying somewhere in the Strip District, I think.
Oh, I think the Wyndham. I think the Wyndham in the Strip District. Yeah, near there. Yeah.
And then, but before that, I was setting up, and Caitlin came up to me and was like, "Oh, Katrina thought you were AJ." I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that a little bit.
I do not look like AJ.
I think from like if you look from afar.
From
like
afar, with like squinted eyes.
Yeah, very far. Yeah.
When they were talking, it was like the Spider-Man meme. Like, yeah, like.
Which one's my president?
Yeah, and then all my friends from SoCal are like, "There's no way you got AJ to come all the way to Pittsburgh for you guys." And I was like, "That's our power, baby."
Did you have to like pay for like him to come over here or no?
Yeah, so the flat rate was $5K, and then we had to
Actually,
like,
not bad at all.
or we didn't have to figure out how much flights in the hotel were gonna be. They just did like a travel buyout. So they basically booked their own flights and hotels, and they just tell us what the price is, and then we send them the money. So that was it.
Okay.
Well, you can't.
What I think about him? I don't know. I didn't really know him.
I was about to say.
like
I was like,
TBH.
I mean, I had to try, you know. You never
Yeah.
know.
But like I heard him singing, and like when he was like already upstage, I was like looking up like songs, and I was like, oh, he's good. Like, and he was like singing and like testing like the mic or whatever, and I was like, oh, he's good. But I
He's
didn't, like,
good.
know.
He's okay.
good.
But I
He's
didn't know
okay.
him before that. But that was he was good.
Oh, you, Roy, you know anything about AJ?
I have
Oh,
no
really?
clue.
Yeah.
I have no
Nothing about
idea what
AJ?
it is. I was planning on searching him up after this.
Do it right now. We'll get back to you. Do it right now. We'll get back to you. Oh, you, Mike.
I mean, so I think when I was younger, like music was the first thing that sparked for me, but I like immediately knew like one, I couldn't sing, and then second, I was like, oh, maybe I'll be the one who plays like like guitar or something, and then I realized I couldn't do that either. But like I just remember like
I remember seeing him on YouTube. Like when I was in middle school.
Oh, yeah,
Or, like
100%.
in middle school, I saw him a lot on YouTube.
but like it wasn't even the YouTube's things that like always kept like that in my mind. I just remember like every Sunday when I used to do like the dance things, during like breaks for like dance or whatever, every single Filipino person would like go to the parking lot, they'd take out their guitars and ukuleles, and then they would like play a song that they just had learned from YouTube, and it's like it was always like AJ or like
She was mine.
yeah, like they would
Red Roses.
duke it out. Like they would have a song prepared and then they would like play it.
That's so Filipino.
And I was
That's
like,
so
this is
Filipino.
hella
So
Filipino.
violently Filipino.
It was.
Go outside.
No,
with
it's
a shirt
funny.
and just go.
It's funny because they'd be chilling in like the parents' car, so it's like a minivan or something, and then they would just have the trunk open in the back or whatever. They just sit there and they start playing it, and then like one person would be done, and then another person like 2 cars away would start playing theirs, and I was like, where the fuck am I? Like, is this a musical?
So Filipino.
But yeah, that's the always like rang to my mind when I think about like
yeah.
early YouTube music, Asian invasion type of
I didn't
whatever.
really vibe with this music till like high school. But then again, I didn't listen to music till high school, so.
That's facts.
But I just want to shout out that I did get my barong signed.
Did you get it embroidered?
Not yet. I need to find someone that's good at embroidering. I don't know anyone that's good at embroidering. Oh, it's true.
Sorry, Gina.
It's true.
Shout out Gina.
Maybe.
Shout out Wapoo Tech.
But yeah, that's my one comment.
It'll be good. 101. AJ Rafael.
I'm now like what? I'm like 1%
No,
Filipino.
that with the barong and its sign, that's at least like
10%?
15.
I think you're more Filipino than some Filipinos.
Yeah, you're Filipino.
I've been told that a lot.
You're more
I've been told that a
Filipino.
lot.
What other Filipinos have a barong signed by AJ Rafael?
Yeah.
Or what? Who has their own barong?
Yeah, who has their own barong?
I do.
Exactly. So
Actually, that was the first time I'm wearing it ever. Like I got it 2 years ago. I never wore it till last Friday, last Saturday.
that's more than me. That's why I always say you're more Filipino than me. So
We make one Filipino person.
yeah, we make one Filipino person.
Make one Filipino person.
But all right, what else we got?
What else you got?
I guess from like this being like the first duo presidency, it doesn't even have to be related to like Barrio, but like what has your journey of being president been like, you know?
I don't know. So like, if you guys didn't know this, me and Caitlin collectively share a single
Oh, I
brain
know
cell.
this. I know this very well.
So, and we both came up through board through like different paths. So essentially, having both of us as presidents just completed the entire thing. So Caitlin went through the social media, like PR route, and then I went through programming BM route.
Shout out Keanna for applying for PR.
I saw your application today.
Oh, yeah. Did you like it?
Oh wait, elections are tomorrow, right?
Yeah, elections tomorrow.
Should go.
I'll show some support. I'll show support for our new PR chair right there. So
I don't know if I'm gonna win, but
I think you're the only person.
Oh,
You're the only
good.
person that
Thank you.
applied.
Let's go.
This election season, I don't think there's any. I think every position has either one or nobody.
It's like unopposed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody. I think it's unopposed. No one was
It's
run this year.
It's usually like that.
It is.
Well, the thing
It's
is,
been like that for like the
For the past,
past
like, 2 years,
3
yeah.
years.
if like no one runs, does that mean FSA just like dies?
No.
Yeah. No.
No.
We like would probably open up applications for those like later. Maybe do like interviews.
Even to like other orgs too. That's what ASA does too.
Yeah.
And like other orgs. So, but yeah.
Do you guys like, for you guys who have already run and like, I don't know, I don't remember if your first year you ran against people. Well, I know you.
I
did.
ran against someone.
I ran against someone.
I did.
Did you?
run
Okay.
against-
I think your vote was my deciding vote. I won by 1 vote. I'm pretty sure.
I just remember when I was voting for Stanley, I was like, who do I vote for? I was like, the person who is hella Filipino, or this person who is not even Filipino, but he is.
Mike was my deciding vote. I was told I was won by 1 vote. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah. I definitely was just like, nah, he's Filipino to me. And I wrote that in.
No, our year was pretty crazy.
It was
when
pretty
we
good.
first
I think
ran.
we had a
'Cause
good
I
amount of people
think
running.
all of lower board was
I
contested.
think our year most of the committee ran.
Yeah.
So
So
I joined committee late though. I joined committee like a semester later. So
I was extremely nervous when I was doing my speech and stuff.
Did you prefer like the competitive, like having to like try to like out debate or like out
Actually, kind
sell
of.
yourself?
Yeah, kind of.
I think having someone run against you is a little better than running against yourself, because like that means you have someone to like compare yourself against to see if you do well or not. While if you're alone, you're just be judged by those people. So
Compared to when I ran for BM, it was uncontested, so I was just like, I didn't really care, so I didn't put that much effort into it, and I didn't even memorize a speech. I just winged it.
Do we have to memorize it?
no,
No.
'Cause I was
I have my sheet in front of me.
I have my sheet in front of you, and I.
Do you think, since like, do you think that like COVID was like the killer of like the flow for like FSA board?
Oh,
Because I 100% feel like it.
hell yeah.
100%.
I think it did.
Oh god.
100%.
Online killed. Like I think got rid of I think dropped our like member rate by like so much.
Member rates went down. Also,
Like committee members went down too and everything.
Yeah, the number of committee members. We had so many people when we were freshmen.
Yeah.
Like spring, like our freshman year, it was at least like 20 or like 30 people.
Yeah.
Even people from like seniors, like even like grad school here, like were part of the committee.
grad
So
school too. Definitely COVID.
Definitely COVID. It definitely like screwed over everyone. Like ASA, our freshman year was massive, and then after COVID, it's just like
I think it's all
still
like the high
recovering.
scores coming in just didn't know what FS like all the orgs were. So that's
Yeah.
why.
Do you think it's still gonna take like a good chunk of time before you can like kind of recreate that?
Couple more years.
Maybe
Normal
two,
vibe.
maybe two,
Really?
3 years.
3 years.
2-3 years? Damn.
Well, you've been to committees before. There's like 10 people, maybe 8.
I mean, that's true, but it's just like I just can't think of like what sparks that interest back into like wanting to do like student associations and whatnot.
People just aren't open nowadays. People just want to drink. I'm not wrong, am I? I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong.
See?
I'll just look at it. I wasn't gonna bring that up. But whatever.
Someone especially, but not gonna any names there, but
I showed up. I showed up to the event.
left early too, but we'll talk about that.
After the food was okay. What else did I
Okay,
have
she
to
was
do?
there first.
Yeah, she was there for
Like,
the
so
Well,
majority.
she kind of
of
has
it.
to because she's committed to a.
Okay, you were there.
Look, man,
so.
look, if she
I was taking photos. I had to be there all the time.
look, if she stayed for the performance, she wouldn't even know the words. She'd be like,
I know.
this is good, but I don't know what this
Yeah.
is.
I had like no motivation to stay. Well, actually, that's bad to say. But like, I stayed for the food. I stayed until my job was done, and then I was like, okay, I
man,
feel
she
like I'm
did-
good
she
to
did,
go. And I asked Caitlin. I was like,
She did
"Can I
what she
leave?" And I was like,
did
yeah.
what a bare minimum of what
No.
a Filipino should
She
do.
she did behind the scenes for me. So
Facts.
Oh,
there it
that's
is.
true.
And
Hey,
the
man.
camera's about to run out of battery, so I was like, this camera's about to die.
there it is.
What else do I have to do?
All right, let's get back to let's see what Roy learned about AJ while we were talking
I actually
about.
recognized him. I searched up his
He's actually pretty like
Instagram
big. He's actually pretty big now.
yeah. I know I've listened to him before. I can't name anything. But
She was mine. Red Roses. Without You.
Like a sad boy feeling.
It's familiar. It's
Wong
familiar.
Fu Productions. He's on there a lot.
Yeah, I might be a little bit Filipino now.
I don't think that really counts, but okay.
No, man, if you like anything
How long
Filipino,
have you guys been listening to him for?
4 years
since I've been in
Since
the
like
womb,
8th
bro.
grade.
since
Oh, wow.
start of high school.
grade.
I think I didn't start listening to him until we first met him as a performer.
I didn't.
I mean,
feel-
I always heard about him. I just never listened to him.
Does he like write Tagalog songs or? all in English.
No, it's,
No,
it's mostly like love, like mostly like love
Very ballad.
ballad songs.
English songs.
Yeah.
So,
I was actually thinking whenever we were talking about like entertainers or whatnot, I was talking with my sister and I was like, you know, other than like singers, I was like, if FSA were to bring like a person to host Barrio, who would we bring? I couldn't think of anybody.
I would say Bretman Rock, but he's crazy expensive.
Okay.
Oh my
Within
God.
our okay,
He's
fine.
We tried
within our budget. That's fine.
last year when I was BM. We tried getting Brett
so
Rock,
expensive now.
and it was extremely
I
expensive.
think it's
Six
more,
figures?
I think he raised his rates now, even
Yeah.
more this year.
Also, last year we didn't have a guest performer because
Oh, yeah.
we kind of got like screwed over by contracting. So we had an agreement of like 5K. Like that was it. 5K. That was it. And then we were talking back and forth with the manager. And the manager was like, "Oh yeah, you guys need this, this, and this." I think at one point the manager was like, "Oh yeah, can we get you guys to buy a couch for the performer?" I was like, "A couch? A whole couch?" I was like, "Nah, there's no way." So
I think
went-
last year, like speakers overall were a little iffy because what was it? I think when I heard, I'm friends with a graduate. They graduated recently, but she was BM for ASA, and originally they're gonna bring Eugene Liang, but somehow that didn't happen. So I was excited for that.
But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we were talking about like performers, or whatever. And there's this comedian. His name is like J.R. Guzman.
Oh yeah.
And like it's just a Filipino dude who plays the guitar
Oh,
while
I've seen him.
crowd
I've
like
seen him.
doing crowd work. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's practically a glorified like artist at that point. That's the person that just like
You can bring
freestyle.
on J.R. Keanna next year.
Oh, he was here.
He was here. Jericho's
He
here
was here one time.
It's
but
probably
we
like
also
way
went-
back.
before
Oh,
us.
man.
I think it was a year or two before we
all
were
the good years
freshmen.
before us.
Jeremy Passions.
It's true. Jerry Passion, Tori Kelly.
Tori Kelly.
Yeah, she's not Filipino. She collaborated.
She
with a lot of
collaborated
Filipinos.
with AJ.
It's enough. It's enough.
Tori-
I think it's enough.
I think that's valid because Tori Kelly was a part of like the Asian
Yeah.
YouTube wave.
I think
so
it's
like
enough.
she's glorified like whatever she needs to be, Filipino, Chinese, like Canto, whatever.
Let's bring everybody.
Bring Scarlett Johansson up.
I'm just telling you, man. As long as there's just like a little bit of appreciation for Asian culture, I'll give you the
I think
pass.
that's from your
I'll give you the pass, man.
From your perspective.
You're hella Filipino, Stanley. So I'm just, if you make it, everybody else has to. That's the rule.
I don't actually the basis for who's Filipino or not, but okay.
Hey, man. I'm just saying. Spread the word.
That's true. Are any for the presidents? Any looking back? Well, now they're gonna graduate this year. Any like memorable moments from your time at FSA, not just as on board in the past 4 years?
Ooh,
We
Julian.
won't talk about fresh. We don't talk about COVID year, but anything else besides COVID year.
Even before freshman year started, I was here for the summer. I ran into Julianne and she yelled at me. She's like,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
"You Filipino? You should join FSA." And I was like, "Yeah."
She got you.
What a
She caught you.
What a
caught me.
recruitment.
She caught me. I was just,
Kyla Brown, like, got it, you know?
I was just
kinda
walking
dark.
and Julianne yelled at me. So that was wild.
Thanks, man.
Oh, I remember the very first FSA event I went to. It was like the soldiers
Punset
and
picnic?
sailors. There
Oh,
was no
soldiers and
Punset.
sailors like
They
picnic.
had like Dunkin' Donuts. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. That was my first one, too.
I saw photos of that. I
remember
never
that was,
went.
My first event. I think that's where I met you first. That was also the first time I saw you, probably.
I was not
Were you
there.
there?
No,
Okay,
I didn't.
yeah.
I didn't join. I wasn't really part of FSA till.
He didn't figure out
till
his
spring
true-
semester.
Didn't figure out his true
Some-
Filipino side.
I don't
until
remember
later.
who recruited me, but I think I joined FSA.
Wasn't it Pauline?
somehow. I don't know who did it.
Well, I'm pretty sure she.
It was someone on board.
I thought she like got you on.
I think
like,
I was on.
Tinicling.
I think I was on. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was probably Pauline. Like when she recruited me, Eric, and Ian to do FSA Snickling, then I just like might as well just join committee, and then I just kind of went snowballed just all the way to this point. So
Yeah, it was really weird. I just remember I had this, like my first year, I had a class with Pauline. She comes up to me, she's like, "I'm so excited that you joined like Barrio or Tinicling," and I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Yeah, we just maxed out all our spots for this," and I was like, "What?" And then she's like, "Yeah, we got like 5 other guys." I was like Filipino, dude?
no.
Like, and
all
nope.
other Avia and 2 Chinese guys.
And then I got to practice, and I see Stanley, and I'm like, That's Filipino right there. Yeah, it's a pure Filipino right there.
How? I don't know how.
But yeah, it was a fun time.
I mean,
Fun time.
I did wear my Filipino pride shirt occasionally.
Yeah, it was just weird. I just remember like making vlogs of like the whole tinikling process.
I saw videos like practice videos on my phone.
And I was just like, bro, everybody here is like hella Filipino. Even this guy who like does not look Filipino whatsoever. I was like, damn. I was like, I'm like fake as hell. Like, but yeah, that was an interesting time.
Well, you, Keanna, anything happened this year? First year?
Yeah, first year. Anything fun?
Any fun moments
I don't know.
that you didn't leave early from? But
I feel like I didn't really go to that many like events, but like.
Shocking.
Well, I didn't. I feel like I didn't really like know about them like that much. Like I didn't really like. But I like Barrio, I guess, the best.
Yeah, you were at Lumpia.
Future
Rolling.
Oh yeah,
Future-
is that like an event?
It's like
That's
a mini
technically an
event.
event.
Kind
It's
of.
labor.
It's free labor.
It is labor.
Future
But-
FSA president Keanna Marcelo.
You feel any more Filipino, any less than when you started?
Oh, I definitely feel more Filipino.
There it is. That's what I like to hear.
You
That's what I
like
like to hear.
Filipino?
So sad.
That's what we like to hear.
She's like, no, I think I lost it. I
I
think I
actually
lost
do
it.
feel like.
Oh, you still
Stanley's
got it?
More Filipino than
You
me.
didn't lose it. You just maintained your
Yeah.
Filipino-ness.
That's good. That's good. I don't know.
What's the post grad plans for you guys? I know she's working at UPMC.
Oh no, I'm working at PNC.
Oh, PNC, my bad. It's
yeah.
all the same to me.
Science.
Anything with
I'm
P in it,
not
I think it's all the
doing
same to me.
Yeah, I'll be working at PNC downtown. I'm doing data analytics.
Okay.
Because I was a CS minor.
In
and
Pittsburgh,
stat
right?
major. Yeah,
Downtown.
Pittsburgh downtown.
I'm gonna stay for.
How long? At least I think I have to be there at least 18 months.
Till the bread don't feel
Year and a
right.
half.
Till the bread
That
don't
sounds
feel
terrible.
But I'm really hoping that it's gonna be remote. I think it might become remote. So if
Or
it is,
hybrid.
I'm leaving. If it is, like I want to move. Low key, I want to move to Cali.
Move to Cali.
On a PNC salary?
I know. Okay.
PNC
Well,
starting
you never
salary is
know.
not that high.
Okay. Well, you never know. You know.
That's
Dreams
true.
can come
When I'm more
true.
stable, I will move.
You can live with Bryce.
You can if you want to.
I did meet your parents.
You did meet my parents.
Okay. I could.
Miss your parents, Bryce.
They miss you too.
Honorio.
I'll be back next spring when I graduate in the winter.
Okay.
I'll fly
I'm
to
pretty sure
California.
they said like we're staying.
Oh yeah, they were like.
I know,
"We're
yeah, you told me
staying."
about that, yeah. I had other plans. I was behind on work. I was behind on school. I was so behind on schoolwork. But what about you, Bryce?
I'm going back to school, so I'm going to UCLA. So more student debt. More
Oh.
student
More
debt.
student
What's your degree in? Or what's your major?
Here it's microbiome, and then at UCLA I'm doing a post-bac, so I'm just doing like extra undergraduate level classes to boost my GPA, and then I'm also doing research there,
Okay.
and then hopefully I'll go to med school or PA school. Like realistically though, probably PA school. My ego tells me med school, but that's my ego.
Okay.
But like if I want to be smart about it, I should probably go to PA school.
That's valid. That's valid.
What's your mom? You said your mom.
I should ask my mom.
She has all the degrees, man.
My mom will literally tell me, do whatever you want to do, just don't like procrastinate about it. Like don't waste your time.
Just don't be a dentist.
She's, you know how, oh yeah, my dad is like also the same thing, except he's absolutely against being a dentist. Because he's a dentist.
His dad was shocked when I told him I want to be a dentist.
You know, my dad literally told me, he was like, I can pay for your school as long as you don't go to dental school. He really doesn't want me to be a dentist.
It's not the
Wait,
greatest
I
job.
thought your dad was I thought your dad was
I've
a
seen a lot of blood the past
podiatrist.
couple weeks.
What?
Foot
No.
doctor.
No.
That's my job right
Oh,
now. It's kind of
okay.
bad.
Someone else. Never mind.
That's facts. That's facts.
Well, you, Mike. We'll touch on this more like the next podcast for the wrap up for your wrap up.
That's facts. I'm
What's your current mind? What's your current state for
as
post
a,
grad
as a
plans
pseudo FSA member
and
yeah,
and almost grad
Um,
grad in the works.
I don't know, man. Job searching's a struggle.
Still working. Yeah. No. Ask Caitlin hook you up at PNC.
I've not been working there yet.
ask Aaliyah.
Ask Aaliyah.
Ask
Yeah,
Aaliyah.
ask Aaliyah.
Yeah,
I
probably
put her
should.
name down. I asked her first.
That's
I did
true,
put
yeah.
her name down.
I thought about it when we did a podcast with her like last week. And I was like, do I use this? Is this like is this like a connection type of thing?
You can use it, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think I know her that well. That I was like, eh.
Wait, does she work at PNC?
Yeah.
She's software engineer.
Yeah,
software
engineer.
developer. Engineer.
Software engineer. No, software developer.
Something like that. Something
Yeah.
like that. But I don't know.
Not engineer. She's like in CS. So.
I don't know. My like CS DNID background is so like
It's worse. You can use something. Something about that.
I just kind of wanted to do like a fun thing, like do like esports or something like that. But
That's true.
there's like hella like layoffs and stuff, so it's probably a terrible idea from the start. So I don't know. We'll see. If everything else goes to shit, I'll just work a corporate job and 9 to 5. But yeah, we'll see.
Right. We'll get into a very deep topic with you guys. Any postgrad plans for now?
No.
Or at least summer. At least summer.
Thinking about like summer like internships.
I didn't get any internships this year, but
Any hopeful plans for postgrad? Any like hopeful?
You're hoping a lot.
I don't know. I expect a lot of things out of people. You know. You're here for a reason.
Yeah, I just don't know what it is.
Well, didn't you say you were gonna switch out the like major that you were initially gonna go into?
Oh yeah, but then like that's only if I like fail my STEM classes right now.
You got 1 year to go before you decide your major, so you got 1 year.
No.
You had so much time.
Wait, do you have a major right now?
It's not declared, but I was like planning on environmental science, but like
It's hard.
yeah.
Chem and bio suck.
I know.
Environment's rough.
It's so bad, and I'm trying to take like summer classes, and I have to take like calc over the summer. But I took a placement test, and I was like 2 questions away from like passing, and I was like, oh my god! I was like, and it took me like 2 hours to do, and I was like, I'm killing myself.
Do not take calc here.
But like,
Don't take calc here.
I know I'm
It's
trying
so
not
bad.
to, so I'm gonna take the placement test again and try to pass. Like, it was like hard. It was like
You gonna stay here in the summer or?
No, I'm taking it at like my community college online because I can't do
Smart.
math.
Smart.
It's smart. I did online too. It was really easy.
I don't know, man.
Anything else from you? We're basically done. You had a good amount today.
That's facts, man. It was just really a wrap up.
Any final thoughts from you? Final questions?
For me?
Final questions from interns as well?
I guess like the only question I have for presidents is like, what piece of advice do you want to leave to your, incoming new board? I guess.
New board, new members.
Ooh, definitely. I would encourage whoever the presidents are going to be to do one-on-ones. I think that's something.
Oh, we did that our year.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was really,
we did that
like,
with Kian.
It was always
Yeah.
in the back of my head. I was like, I should send out a when to meet right now to do one-on-ones, but I never got to it. But I think just like doing that to check in and make sure like no one needs help or feels overwhelmed or like wants to do something and just doesn't feel comfortable
I think
bringing
that
it
was
up
really
in
important in my
meetings.
COVID year. That was like a really
Yeah,
important COVID year.
that like definitely helped COVID year because we were online.
to see someone.
Yeah, so that's something.
I think my tip is, this is also a little bit of chismis, but next Barrio,
Perfect. This is what the podcast is about.
next Barrio, and any future Barrios, when the titas are here, just like supervise them.
Oh,
That is true. That
One
is
of
true.
one of the titas took our centerpiece.
They took some of the glass
Take
centerpieces.
it. They probably thought it was like
It's not even. It wasn't even our centerpiece, anyways. We were borrowing it from ASA.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was
That's hella funny.
It's so funny.
rip the titas. Yeah.
Oh man.
Anything else?
What about you, interns? Any questions for them?
How
Especially-
did co-presidency like come about? Like,
Oh yeah, I was
is it
gonna
like
ask that
supposed to be like
also.
Oh, possible presidency for Keanna, future FSA co-pres.
What if you guys are co-presidents?
We have it on video. Keanna might run for
Kinda
co-pres.
crazy.
I'm not.
Give me that clip so I can send it to her.
That's facts.
The
I'll send it to
the
Keanna.
return of the Marcelo presidency.
I'll send. I'll might give me the clip and I'll send it to your sister so she has it on worse than you. You're wrong.
She told me it was hard. I was like,
Well,
yeah. I
she was also COVID year, so it makes
Yeah.
sense.
And she was president by herself.
Yeah, exactly, and it was like, she was a senior, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year FSA online was terrible. This must have
But yeah, so I think Pauline had the idea of doing split presidency, because Pauline definitely did like a bunch of work.
She did so much.
She did so much work, and I guess it like stressed it stressed her out. It stressed everyone else out too, because we were just like, this is so much. Like, this is definitely too much for one person to take on, especially since our main goal last year was just like to get FSA back on track. I guess if COVID wasn't an issue, like if it never happened, I think one person as a president would still be fine. But since we're trying to get everything back up to how it used to, it was definitely a big challenge. So Pauline was just like, oh, either have one president or two, but two would definitely make it a lot easier for everyone.
What does the vice president do?
Facts.
Isn't that supposed to be the
Yeah, isn't that-
assistant to you guys?
Well, so VP has its own job.
I know they usually run committee.
Yeah, VP ran committee.
I know this year.
And
I know
that was
this year
it's the
Caitlin
same
did.
thing.
Yeah.
Caitlin ran committee this year. Jason as VP was supposed to run like Bahay Kubo and Ate Kuya and
We
stuff like
didn't
that.
do Bahay Kubo, did we?
We did Bahay Kubo,
There
but
wasn't that
there
much
wasn't that
turnout.
many people
Interested?
that turned up. And I remember Jason at one of the meetings came up to us and Jason was just like, yeah, only 5 people signed up. And one of them was Michelle and I think who was it? It was Michelle and someone else.
I should have done it.
And then based on that, Jason was just like, oh yeah, I don't recommend us doing Ate Kuya for the next
That was
semester.
really, yeah. That's
Which was kind of sad, but at the same time, it's understandable. Like, if Bahay Kubo turnout wasn't that big, that will translate to Ate Kuya turnout. And then, since we're also doing so much in the spring, we should focus on other things that, like, we for sure know will have a lot of turnout instead of focusing on, like, the little stuff. So I guess another tip for new board would be if they can get more turnout, like a lot more than this year, definitely bring back like the Big Little program, like hype it up,
I put that in my speech.
bring that.
Don't
back.
give anything yet.
Bring it back.
But I was
Do it
like,
right now.
No, I can't even be surprised at the speech, man.
Don't worry, we'll be there tomorrow to like.
Yeah, we'll support you.
Ask you.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna
Must
send
be,
you.
like,
I'm
hard
gonna.
ones, 'cause
This.
I actually got
I'm gonna
it.
send.
No.
I'm gonna for her. I'm gonna send. I'm gonna send like 10 questions. Ask all of them.
Oh my God!
He's gonna ask,
your
like, the
sister
hardest
and
audience
Julianne
question.
grilled
Oh my
me
God.
last year.
Like last year's elections, they bombarded them.
We got grilled.
Yeah, they did grill us. Also for co-presidency, I think it was a really good decision just because like again, me and Bryce like took different ways, like routes through board to get there. And I remember talking to Pauline and she was like, will you run for like president? And I was like very iffy about it because I didn't know anything like about logistics. Like Bryce
It's always a
carried-
running. It's always like yeah.
like that's true, but
It's
like
always,
I
it's always a
didn't
learning
want-
curve when it comes to presidency.
Yeah, it's true, but like I don't know, there are two very different halves, and I felt like I was really strong here.
More
but I knew
comfortable
like
in that.
nothing about logistics. So when she brought the idea of a co-presidency up, I thought that was like perfect, just for like that reason.
I had a lot of pressure running because I was the only non-Filipino running, so I was like scared that I would not get it because I was not Filipino. So
Look, man, after the first year, you blend in with the Filipinos. I'm telling you, man.
yes, yeah,
You
I'm
don't.
doing, I did 4 and now I'm doing this. So
But yeah, I guess another question would be like, when you first like had the idea of joining board, did you already have like the idea that like I wanted to at least go for presidency, or like did that happen halfway through or something?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Thanks.
I don't think anyone that runs for board wants to be president. And
Was your
want to do it 'cause-
was your initial idea like one and done? Like I'm gonna do business or something.
My initial idea was just like, oh, I can work my way
one
up,
and done.
but I won't run for president. And then Pauline brought up the co-president. I was like, oh, I guess I could do that.
Yeah.
Future president.
You're really gassing her up, man. You're really gassing her.
She's just like, no, please.
No, you will eventually. I know you will.
I don't know.
I'll make sure Jasmine next year make sure you do it. So don't worry.
Also, you guys, when we were like our first year on board, you guys kept on making fun of me for being like, oh, he's gonna be future president. I remember you, Kian, and
You were the
Julianne.
only choice, man. I was not
Kian
going
and
to.
Julianne.
I had to make sure I get into dental school first. I'm so behind on dental school, so I need to. I went from board to just fully academics for this whole like past last year and this year. So I have to do that. You have more. I think
that
you're
is
more
true.
fit than I was.
Okay.
I don't think people want me as president. I was gonna say.
That would be crazy.
That'd be true.
If I were to be president, I would think I would need a co-pres. That's at least. I would think I would need like Mike or something to do co-pres with me.
I just need the puppet in front to look Filipino, and I can and then do all the moves behind me.
I'm the culture. I need someone that's like that's the ethnic. That's the.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. But so you said that you were like you didn't have that like idea. Is that the same thing for you, Kaylin?
I also didn't think like I would be president, like a co-president at all. I just wanted to do social media because like I wanted to be a graphic design major like going to college, and they didn't have that here. So I just wanted to like join a club where that would like be what I did, and I really like social media because we use Canva a lot. So I really like design. So that was my main like goal going into it, and then I guess I just liked being on board and like the vibe from like getting to know everyone. So that's why I ran again, and I was like secretary the next year.
Okay.
But, yeah.
I don't know, man. That's all the questions I had.
Let's have anything about. You wanna give us about Chismis before? I think honestly, this year's the last year we'll do it for within connected to FSA. I think we'll do
So
it.
you're already saying it's dying.
I think basically at this point, yeah. I don't think because now that Jasmine not on this, well, by the time Jasmine will become president probably. But once I think next year, I don't know anyone that's gonna be like more. I need to see someone that's actually Filipino to do this with me, and people that are interested that are doing it are not Filipino. I was like, I need someone that's like at least somewhat like ethnically Filipino. I can't do this myself.
That is true. Unless you find some like hella spirited Filipino freshman that comes
And
in.
I need to find him like within the next month.
Yeah, within the next month. And
Now that she's running for board, she's probably gonna get it. She is gonna get it. And I need like
for keeping us alive for a second year, was it worth it? Or
Yeah, was it worth it?
She
Was
just
it-
put it in the
Did
ground.
you watch? Did you watch the episodes?
I did.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
They're one of our like 50 viewers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey man, it happens, man. It's
A
all right.
little bit more chismis.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I kind of want.
Well, you gave us too much Chismis. How
Okay,
about that?
well,
You gave us too much.
We have episodes where I'm like, I don't want her getting canceled. She might be a president.
Ever since we brought interns on this semester, we I think we dropped like so many more episodes compared to last semester.
Yeah.
Like, last year was more like audio or video issues. This is more just content issues.
I'll be looking through I literally be listening and watching the episodes, and I'm like, that's not good for your image. Like, you're not. I don't think that's good for you.
Matt's digital footprint is real.
Yeah, so you know.
You're
don't
also
worry.
just a freshman, so I don't think we want to. You don't want to ruin your image just yet.
Yeah, I don't want to. If you run for like more
Exactly.
than PR in the, I don't want someone like.
I feel like everything I say is valid though.
Well, if I post
I
those
back
videos
myself
and
up.
like you go against,
We can
someone-
post them and see.
No,
I mean,
that's
actually,
fine.
don't do that.
Yeah, we should post it and then like
we'll,
say,
we'll give them the clips and post on Instagram. How would that? See what people think.
No, that would
Exactly.
be actually bad.
Exactly.
I would love to see someone like your third year here like run against you for like secretary or something.
She abstained.
And she
everyone abstained.
She brings up the clip. You want this as your president? Boom! And it goes up in her face.
Like
I would die.
have next year's let's like next year's board just like when Keanna runs for another position, have them like pull up. Give us your thought on this situation you said during just 2 years ago.
Yeah, this is how her thought process is for these type of situations.
Could you walk us through this thought
Yeah,
process?
critical thinking moments. Yeah.
No critical.
Well,
Problem solving.
We'll save that from happening. But all right, man. Time's almost up. Anything else for wrap up?
I think that was it.
All right.
I don't see anything else from interns.
I'm good, man.
And then,
Nothing from Keanna. You don't want to. You want to like market
just
yourself.
want to hold your peace.
You don't want to market yourself to the future of your
viewers?
future.
Guys, vote for me, please.
Well, this probably
It's gonna be way.
this is out like a week after or maybe 2 weeks after the
shit,
elections are
okay,
done.
well.
So
Hopefully, then that's like awk if I don't get it.
Everyone abstains.
No, I'm like, oh no. Okay.
don't worry. If you don't get it, well, me and Mike will just drag you on for Christmas next year
Wow.
as a third co-host
There it is.
There goes.
But
Okay.
or whoever wants to do co-host again.
All right. And presidents, anything for Chismis since Doom is on the way.
Yes.
Doom is on the way.
I say look forward to another co-presidency. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that.
I do too. Yeah.
That's it.
I hope they do better than us. They got it.
They
I
got
think
it.
they're very yeah, I won't expose candidates yet, but I feel like you guys both know.
Yeah.
Papa
I think
Roy.
I know.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of options. So
It's not a lot of options.
We
know,
can
I
narrow
know
it
what
down.
candidates, so it doesn't matter.
I think they are very passionate, and I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, they're
And hopefully
definitely.
they hit.
It's definitely gonna be more exciting next year with them.
Yeah. I believe
valid.
in them.
I'm excited. I know what candidates, but I'm very excited for elections tomorrow. Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Second to last episode. Anything left for you, Stanley?
That's it for me. I'll save this. I'm gonna save it for next episode.
That is completely right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching another episode of the Chismis Corner podcast. As per usual, I'm your host, Michael Pacifico.
I'm Stanley Lynn,
I'm Keanna Marcello.
I'm
future
Roy.
prez.
I'm Bryce Valerio.
And I'm Caitlin Alano.
And thank you for watching. Goodbye.